So this is me building the 7710-1. It is called the Push Along Passenger Steam Train. I'm building it in Bricklink Studio. So this is a little speed build. I don't usually build this fast. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first minifigure train from 1980. I could be wrong. But anyway. So I'm building this in Studio and I'm going to be putting it into Blender. So I'll tell you what, I'll let you have a mindful moment watching me build in Studio. So now I've imported this train into Blender and I'm just adding the colours, the materials and textures. These are the basic ones. I'm just getting some idea of colours. Probably fiddle around with it later on. So this is only part 1 of the build. So the idea is to just recreate the picture on the box for the moment. I have got an idea for an animation later on. So I think right at this point I'm doing the magnets. Yes, the magnets for the coupling. It's a good thing in Blender you can have you can set metals and things like that you can't do in, as far as I'm aware, can't do anything like that in Studio. So I'm setting a shader here so this is me setting up a glass shader as best I can. That's one I found on the net. I still haven't got my head around all these nodes yet. I understand the basic idea. Setting up one of my own is another matter, but I could tweak it here and there, I suppose. Yeah, so I'm just doing the windows at the moment. So I previously set up. Oh no, I haven't yet. Not on this. So I'm watching this after the fact. I will tidy up the model files in the collection section further along in this video, I think. At the moment, as I say, I'm just putting in the materials. So it looks like the train. What I have done on the slope bricks is, again, like I said in a previous video, Blender gives you the ability of putting 2 different materials onto one object just by using the slot section in this shader, which is pretty good, pretty neat, so you don't have to keep separating things. It's easy on these slope bricks because you've only got a few faces to click onto. I haven't. What I've still to do is set up the lighting, finish off the posing of models. Yeah, the lighting is a bit rough at the moment. Just understanding the lighting that comes through from studio is confusing. So I think what I'll do in future is just delete those. I'm setting up the camera here. Standing on my head. So yeah, I'll probably delete in future imports. I'll delete the lights that come with the files. So it's just playing about with lighting at the moment. I did import all the rails that says it comes with. So for this setup, I'm just using what is given in the box. So you notice there's an open passenger car. That is an alternative build that I put in, but I will just yeah, that was me saving to a different file. Just so I would save 2 different files as you go along. It's just sort of a safety net. If you go, oh my good golly gosh, I do not want this bit of the file, but you've run out of undos. So just get into the habit of saving your files along the way, just numbering it. It's good in Blender because you just click a button and it adds a new number. So I think I'm doing the track now. Am I doing the track? Doing something? Yeah, setting up the track. So I think I did the coupling on this yet. No, I haven't done the coupling, I'll just put it on the track. It's great. So in Studio I couldn't get the magnet onto the coupling. It wouldn't attach on, so I've done it separately. So I'll just do the one. If you notice, I've imported all of them, but I will delete them. So it's just a case of getting the right way round, sticking it on. So this bit I've found is better in a wireframe. You can actually see where the hole is that you put the pin in. It looks a bit complicated. If you're new to this, it does look a bit complicated when you put it into a wireframe, and it can be a bit overwhelming, but it's as you get used to it. So this is a bit of preliminary work, I suppose, before you get into the guts. I mean, there's no modelling at this stage, so it's a good exercise if you want to learn the basics of Blender, because you're using pre-built stuff and you're using you're finding the layout of 3D really, which is a good place to start. So if you've never worked in 3D applications before, this might be a good exercise to do. Right, what am I doing here? That mouse is dancing. There it goes. Look at it go! I have no idea what I was trying to do. Obviously find the people. Oh yeah, yeah. Importing the people is a bit different. I don't know why, but yeah, they're all layered on top of each other, apart from the heads. Go figure. Get it. So yeah, this is about one of the creepiest things I've done. No, it's not. So I'll wait until we get to the heads and tell you my thoughts on them. So I mean, there's probably a simpler way of doing this by just doing one body and copying it. See that face? See that face? It's like a very early Cyberman. It's like the Cyberman meets the Autons. Oi. So there's probably an easy way of just doing the one body and then just changing up the one head. Just changing up the hats, really. So the patterns I'll be doing later in the next, so probably, I don't know how long it will take me to do. Cyberman, look at the Cyberman! So I'm just naming them and putting them into their own little collections so I can get to them easily in the top right hand corner. I mean, it is, if you do work in the business, then if other people need to get to your files, then you need to have a tidy workspace. If you're working on your own, it's just handier if you want to get to something quickly, if you want to export something without having to rake through a list of hideously named just numbers and letters of a model. So this was quite confusing. So every time I took an arm out, the other arm would go off in a different direction. So I have found how to stop the connection. So if you duplicate, so this came straight from Studio, this model, so even if you're duplicating something you've already modelled yourself, there might be some links to each, like mirroring and things like that. And then see that the arm came out there, and I was fiddling about with the other arm, and it goes again and again. One solution is I had it in local, in the directional field. So you'd need to put it into global to move the whole model. So I'm just adding track. And once you've laid the track, it's quite, if you make a note of the angles, so it's going to be the same angle, just added on each time. So I spent far too long. That's my life on. Alright, come on. Get that track laid. I feel like a navvy while watching this. I've got my cup of tea. In fact, I've forgotten it. I'll just drink my tea while I'm watching me work. I'm sure I'll put some music on over this. Yeah, just set up the. So yeah, each of the track pieces, you can predict what the next one is going to be. So just you can take notes of the angles and stuff, which is good. I took notes of. I just did a screenshot of the glass shader from Nothing's Ever Forgotten file. I don't know if you can copy them across, so you can import shaders and stuff. I haven't worked that out yet, I think it's just as quick, and it gives you an idea of, if you do it manually, then it helps to remember short keys and things like that, where everything is. Let's see, that's where everything splits apart. I tried to move them without joining them. I didn't want to join them because later on I might want to take one out, put a new one in. So I don't specifically want to join the parts into the same model. So there is a solution to get it unlinked, and I think it's called relationships. And I'm trying to think. I'll know it if I saw it. That's how it goes, eh? I'll know it if you tell me. I'll figure it out for next time. It's quite one OCDC? No. Yeah, one OCD thing. See that's splitting apart as well, because I wanted to copy it and then move it, but it kept splitting apart because I just duplicated that carriage. You don't need to build another one. What was I saying? Oh, the coupling. Yeah. Obviously, I don't know if Blender does a magnetic property thing yet. And if I don't know if they actually see those bumpers would not stop those trains bashing into each other, the carriages bashing into each other at all. It's just far too short. I mean, look at that middle piece that sticks out. So this is just me. What happened to him? I have no idea. So I did have him. So here we go again. This is where you need one figure and just copy. Yeah, that's one. Because you will get fed up with doing this again and again. What was this? Oh yeah. So for an animation or anything, you would, well, I would, for the minifigures, I would rig them. If you want to do an animation, which I will do. I say it's an animation, it's not going to be a proper animation, it's going to be comic, almost animated. But I would still rig them, because it's easier to have a control that's just a smooth left arm up than actually having to move all the pieces to the right angles. If you see what I mean. What's good is using the I can't remember what it's called, if you see in the top right hand corner the directional gimbal, whatever you want to call it, with the red, green and blue. It's good to have those. Click on those where if you want to see above, straight above, straight to the side, so you can just position them quickly rather than chasing the cursor or whatever around the set, and you think you put it in the right place and then you go to a different angle and then he's halfway across the road. So I don't know if you were to clip that paddle in Studio, whether it probably wouldn't import across in already being in his hand. So this is the last bit of this part coming up. I've just got it paddle, I don't know actually what it is. So there you go. Start of the train. So I'll let you peruse. Cheerio for now.